What are the pros and cons of owning your own pool? Hello everyone and welcome to For These Are My Thoughts. I'm Blake. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to For These Are My Thoughts, we try to help you laugh and relax because it's the summertime and that's the time for relaxing. And in Wisconsin, the summertime means it's about to become, or already is, unimaginably hot and unimaginably humid. And a lot of people will take solace with an air conditioner, but as a kid, my family did not have an air conditioner. And so my parents made the logical decision in their minds, and I didn't mind it either, where they bought a pool. Yes, they bought a pool, an above ground pool, and there aren't many pictures of us in said pool because the early 2000s was not filled with narcissistic people, and Instagram didn't exist yet. But regardless, we did have an above ground pool, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. We're going to go over the pros and cons of owning an above ground pool. Today's episode was recommended by a member of the think tank, so if you have a recommendation for an episode or a recommendation in general, make sure you click the link in the description below to fill that out. Let's start out with the very first pro, and that is that it is refreshing. And this is pretty self-explanatory. You are hot because of the temperature. It's hot, it's muggy outside, and you want to be cold, you want to be refreshed. And so you have this medium-sized body of water in your backyard, and when you're in that body of water in your backyard, you're cooled off, you're refreshed. And from experience, I can tell you that there was nothing better than on a hot, muggy Wisconsin summer day than to hop in my family's pool and just relax. It didn't matter if you were sweaty when you were getting in the pool, because hey, now you're in the pool, you're wet already. And once you come out, you have a new lease on life. You're refreshed. You're able to get through the rest of your day. And having a pool is super refreshing, but that also leads to the first con. And this is something that not a lot of people think of. I didn't think of it when I was a kid, and that is that there's going to be dead grass and pool maintenance. Think about this for a second with me. Let's say that you are an adult. And as an adult, that means that you're in charge of making sure that it gets taken down, because that pool, especially in northern Wisconsin, has to get taken down. And if you're a parent of small children like my parents were, that means that they're not going to help out much. The kids are not going to be very helpful. That means that you are going to be the one that drains the pool of water. And that means that you are going to be the person that makes sure that the inside of the pool gets dried so it doesn't get moldy. That means that you are going to be the person that's going to roll it up so that it doesn't rip or have holes in it. That means that you are going to be the one that finds a place to store this big pool. And once you've done all that, once you've gotten the tarp put away, you're going to turn around and you're going to notice the massive hole in your lawn from where the pool was. It's going to look like E.T. and his buddies came over and crop circled your yard in one specific area. There's going to be zero grass there. It's just going to be a bunch of nasty bugs and creepy crawlies at a near infection level. And if you're like my family in northern Wisconsin, you're going to look at that huge dead spot in your grass, and the fall will come, and you're going to battle those creepy crawlies all fall. And then when the winter comes, it's going to ruin your life because it's the winter and it's northern Wisconsin. Let's be real here. And then when the spring comes, that spot, that dried up, dirty, gross looking grass spot is still going to be there. It's still going to be visible. It's just going to be a little bit faded, like a DVD case left in the sun too long at the video rental store. And before we move on, let's talk a little bit more about those bugs, because another con of owning an above ground swimming pool is that there's going to be earwigs and mosquitoes. And if you don't know what an earwig is, it's a nasty looking little bug with a bunch of legs and it's got pinchers on it. And they're relatively harmless. They don't really harm humans very much, but they're nasty looking and they eat plants and flowers, so they may ruin your landscaping. And they love cool, damp places, and that's what a pool is, is it's a cool, damp place. And so they're a breeding ground for nasty earwigs. Pools are also a breeding ground for mosquitoes because, well, a mosquito lays its eggs in bodies of water, and you're literally just giving a bloodsucker a miniature lake to breed their eggs, to lay their eggs for at least 2 to 3 months. And you'll have so many bites through the fall that you're going to look like you have the chicken pox until the winter comes and the mosquitoes die. But even with all of that, there is another pro, and that is that you can use your pool at your leisure. And this might be the second best part of owning a pool, is that it's yours. No one can tell you that you can't swim past a certain time, unless your parents tell you to, I guess. But in all seriousness, it's your pool. You get to make the rules. You want to swim first thing in the morning? Jump on in. Who cares? You want to swim during the beautiful golden hour, my personal favorite time of day? Go ahead, take a dip. You want to swim after lunch? Cannonball, brother. You don't have to wait 20 minutes anymore. It's your pool. It's your rules. You want to eat in the pool? Not recommended, but you could do that. It's your pool. You get to make the rules. While that is really awesome, while it's awesome that you can go in a pool whenever you want, there are two cons that come with owning a pool and come with having the pool and using it a lot. And the first one is those neighbors. And you know the neighbors that I'm talking about. The neighbors that don't really have boundaries. The ones that have kids with no rules or boundaries. The family that thinks it's totally okay to take a dip in your pool at any hour of the day. The family that thinks it's totally groovy to swim in your pool when you're gone for the weekend. Or the family that invites their friends and family over for a pool party that they're putting on while you are inside. Or, the family that thinks it's 100% normal to swim in the pool while you and your family eat supper inside and you see them swimming in your pool outside or through your kitchen window. That family. And if that wasn't a big enough con for you, there's another big con, and that is your family. More specifically, your Uncle Ron in a Speedo. And this is honestly might be even worse than those neighbors, because this is family. And nothing is more awkward than having a nice family get-together on the 4th of July and having it all ruined by your Uncle Ron, who is so hairy that you swear he is secretly part of Bigfoot's family, who comes strolling out of your house in a bathrobe, climbs up your pool ladder, takes off his bathrobe like he's in some kind of music video to reveal that he is wearing a Speedo because he just can't stop. He just can't let go of the nostalgia of the 70s. And seeing all of this is going to take years off of your life. After this, you're not going to be able to look at another pool ever again, let alone get in one after seeing your Uncle Ron in a Speedo. But let's say that you are able to get, out of that kind of mindset of Uncle Ron and his Speedo. Let's say you're one of the blessed. Well, then there's another pro, and that is that you become that family. And this is a little bit different than those neighbors. You see, that family means that everyone wants to come and hang out with your family. You have a pool. You're the cool family. You're that cool kid from that 90s movie that no one remembers until they think of a pool. Yes, I remember having my friends over just to swim in our pool growing up. No matter what I did at school, no matter how annoying I was at school or baseball practice, how mean I may have been, every kid always wanted to come and swim in my family's pool. And let me tell you, there's very little in this life that is more empowering than a bunch of kids wanting to swim in your pool. Oh, wait, that didn't sound right. But sadly, there is one final con, and that is that owning a pool gets boring really fast. And you might think that's impossible. It's your pool. And yeah, that's true. But this is definitely the part of me that I thought the first thing when I saw this suggestion of pros and cons for a pool is, as a kid, we loved having a pool. We swam in it all the time. However, it does get boring after a while, and it does get boring pretty quick. So let me give you a few examples. The first is, let's say that your friends are out of town. Let's say you're an only child. Your friends are out of town and they're busy. You're going to be swimming all alone. That's no fun. And even if you're like me, where I had two older siblings where you swam with each other all day long, you can only play Marco Polo so many times before you go insane. So we would hop in and out of the pool constantly through the day, and it was fine. But really, truly, we didn't use the pool as much as we wanted to, especially as summer came to an end, when it's not necessarily getting colder outside, but you're starting to have to get ready for school, get into the mood of school, get prepared. And as the summer came to a close, it just became really boring to hang out in our pool. And that is really the deal breaker. And so I'm going to have to say, the final result is don't buy a pool. Go to a lake or go to a beach to cool off instead. Find a different way, because owning a pool is just a massive headache. And if you enjoyed any part of today's video, if you laughed, if you maybe were convinced one way or another, please consider subscribing, drop a like, comment your thoughts on owning pools below, or pools in general. And until next time, these are my thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. Please give us a like if you enjoyed the video today. You can subscribe hitting the circle button, or you can click the box to watch more For These Are My Thoughts episodes. Thanks so much again. I'll see you soon.